How do you put this on? Like that. But then it falls down. That's the thing. Is it really self care or are they just being toxic? And by they, I mean you and me and everybody else. All right, let's talk about some things that are often spoken about as self care, but actually have a little dark side. And even I talk about these things, but obviously in moderation. The first thing, avoidance. Now, I know we all want to just drink water and mind our business sometimes. And a lot of cases, yes, that is necessary. For example, when, someone is just doing something to try and get a rise out of your gay attention. Yeah, definitely. Nah, but this can start to get toxic now when you have a serious issue. You probably have a partner and there's a serious issue you need to be talking about. And you're like, this just doesn't align with my vibe and my values right now, so I'm not gonna give it my energy. That's just toxic. There are things that you need to address head on. It cannot be swerving around everything for the rest of your life. Some things you just have to grow up, you just have to grow a spine, grow a backbone, and deal with. Next thing, consumerism. Now, I can't even lie, I do this sometimes. Treat yourself, treat yourself, but this can be a problem. Yeah. So yeah, just giving into overconsumption and overconsumerism definitely gets toxic. And this negatively impacts your financial health and then can go on to impact your mental health as well. Especially if you have proper bills, like actual bills that you're ignoring to get this new shiny thing because let me treat myself. You definitely want to be doing this with like mindful intention to be like, all right, one, do I need this? Two, how is my life gonna be better with this thing? Now, for me, sometimes I get a nice little treat here and there, like, yeah, get a little cookie. But like, if I know there's something that's going to be very expensive, that's when I'm like, yeah, no, let me see what's the, benefit that I'm going to get. Like, is this thing going to change my life? And if it would change my life, is there a cheaper option? Probably. But yeah, don't go bankrupt in the sake of self care. Again, I talk about this all the time that self care isn't inherently expensive. It's just what is being packaged as with all of these influencers, being like, oh yeah, you need to do this for self care. And you don't really need to do that for self care. There's a lot of other things you can do for self care that cost way less and sometimes even free. Three, self discipline. Now, obviously, you need self discipline now. So don't tell anybody that I'm out here saying, oh, you can do whatever you want. No, you need self-discipline. But when it gets to, all right, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. And then now you're just not enjoying anything in life. And it's just like this, that, rigid. Schedule, plan. Like I don't need motivation. I just got to do it. Which, yes, but again, moderation and, with sense. Don't just be just constantly doing, not giving it time, not giving yourself time for rest, not giving yourself time to actually enjoy the little things in life, because that's just going to lead to burnout. Something that definitely helps with self-discipline, along with like planning and so on. Plan for time to rest, plan for time to just enjoy something, but don't just plan and just have it in your mind that, oh, you need to be working all the time to do this, you need to do this, you need to be working on yourself on this aspect, you need to be working on yourself on that aspect, and not giving yourself time to rest or recuperate or whatever, because then you just become a workaholic. Because that's just what it all boils down to. You just become an aholic of anything that you just overdo. Next one, toxic positivity. And yes, I know it kind of sounds like a oxymoron, paradox. It sounds like a paradox, but there actually is such a thing as toxic There's construction happening in the back. I don't know if you can hear it. If you can hear it, I'm sorry. Just so life go. But yeah, there's definitely such a thing as toxic positivity. For example, when life is definitely giving it to you, you kind of have to sometimes take a stock and pause and be like, yeah, no, let me be realistic. I can't just be optimistic about things all the time. Sometimes you have to just be realistic, and sometimes realism, your needs, it kind of sits in the middle of, I don't want to say pessimism, I don't want to say optimism, but just like looking at both sides of, okay, this is how this thing can go wrong, this is how this thing can go right. And I'm right here. This is what you need to be sometimes. Realistic. Because like if you're at work and it's like, work is, you're going through it at work, you can't just be like, oh, let me just journal it away and just like, but the positive part of life is that I have a job and, I'm grateful. Yeah, but the job is kind of a little bit right now, so you kind of have to again do real work of like, okay, this is something that's affecting me like this. What steps can I take to change that? Because if it just continues down a certain trajectory, burnout, mental health issues, physical health issues, and you don't want all of that to just nip to the bud right now. Same thing with like a relationship, same thing with like financial situation. Realistic. Start it from yourself so it don't get up here. Now this one might rub some people the wrong way, but relaxation. Yeah, I know, boy. But you can't be relaxing all the days of your life. Come on. I have to be doing something, especially that trend of like bed rotting, which fine, a little like sleep in, yeah, you're sleeping for a little while, you don't get up 6 a.m., you don't get up whenever. You're sleeping a little bit on the Saturday. Yeah. But you can't just do that every single day, especially if you're like, I don't know, you have like 3 days off back to back, and all 3 days you're just lying down for the entire day. Come on now, man. Because this is where your health issues come in, mental health, physical health issues. A lot of times, just like being that sedentary can push you into a state of just not being the best mentally, at least. And then I don't even have to tell you about the sedentary lifestyle for your physical health and what that can do. And most of the times, I know you're lying down there, you got that 5-piece of chicken, that 5-piece wings, not even 5, 6. I don't think they do 6 piece. I don't think they do 5. They do 6 normally. But yeah, you have that 6-piece of chicken in the bed with you, fried chicken, lying down, doing nothing. Yeah. So that's, you can't be relaxing all the days of your life. You have to be mixing it up with a little, a little walk, a little chill walk. Like a long chill walk that's still like low impact, low energy, but you're still moving and you're still doing something. You see new sights. You might even invite a friend. You might not. You want to be alone right now. Yeah, but still, go for a little walk. I'll go for a bike ride, something. Do a little moving, or even just like walk around the house a little bit, clean up very slowly, just like fix up the bookshelf, do a little something so you're still moving. And the final one I want to talk about is detoxing. Now, this one just have its own issues by itself, because what does detoxing mean? And what are you taking to detox? And yeah, a lot of these things that are out here being sold as detoxes are just not good for you anyway. And a lot of them just aren't regulated. So there's no like dose, there's no this, there's no that. So you're just taking all of this detox thing and it's just negatively impacting you. And a lot of them negatively impact the liver. And you don't really want to be messing with the liver, because once that liver gone, bruh, there's a lot of things that just waterfall after that, featuring the kidney. So for me, this one is not even just a moderation thing. This one is just be careful when you hear detox, unless it's coming from like a doctor or a pharmacist. Do not just get up and be like, oh, this thing is a detox, let me take it. Be careful. And supplements and all of that, be careful. But yeah, I think that's it. Moral and tail of the story: moderation and research, and checking to make sure if everything that you're doing is up to scratch and up to par. I'm gonna try and edit a circle. If you don't see anything, then I didn't do it because I was tired and I couldn't bother. That was probably toxic, but hey. But yeah, thank you guys. If you want to see something else like this, or if you want any topic specifically, drop it down in the comments. Yeah, all right, later.